when you saw that there's a huge demand for your books and for your summaries, how did you choose not to make the profit out of this?
The point I'm saying is, passion is not project specific. Passion is an attitude of a person. If I undo the career of Jeff Bezos and put him in football, we would have raised at the same level which he is today because of Amazon. Are you getting my point? So you might think that no, these books came to my rescue. It saved my life. I'm so lucky. No, invention or innovation is accident happening to a prepared mind. As I said, I'm not saying that I'm not interested in money. Okay, let me repeat. I'm not a social worker. I'm a social entrepreneur. Okay, but break even, I'm not satisfied at break even. When a little more surplus profit is okay, but unlimited profits, I mean, it's only about every action is related to revenue, is not the case with me. That's what I'm saying. Okay, as I said, I give book for free to all those needy readers. So what I'm saying is, let's try to define a social entrepreneur who has a mind of Steve Jobs and a heart of Gautam Buddha. You know who is Gautam Buddha? Yeah. So this is where you solve problems with lot of compassion and empathy, and not be merciless and ruthless, even to people who are economically or who are weaker than you, weaker, maybe physically weaker than you, mentally weaker than you, or financially weaker than you. All right. For example, Alex is a good photographer, and he starts a course of say $50. The fees is for $50. And one of my fans says that, "Are you're a friend of Alex? I want to pursue his photography course. He's a very famous photographer on YouTube, but I can't afford his $50 fee." So I called Alex and asked him that, I have a friend, he's my fan, and he comes from a very humble background. So will you please waive off your course fee for that? No, that genuine guy who is hardworking. I assure you that he's hardworking, but he can't afford your fees. And Alex immediately says, "Oh yes, you are saying that, I'm okay. I'll give it for free." He becomes a social entrepreneur. And you're getting my point? That doesn't mean that he's not making profit. All right. Yeah. So it's about putting. Now, do you think book summaries is completely an innovative idea? I don't think so. No, it's not an innovation. Pressy writing is there since the third grade in our schools. Yeah. And when suppose Almira, your friend could not attend the lecture today because her mom was unwell, and you say that, "Oh, you were absent yesterday, please take my notes." That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my notes from monk who sold his Ferrari to the whole of my country for free. So I just added some unselfishness and some compassion to some mediocrely innovative idea, and it's making a great impact. I hope I have answered your question to your satisfaction.
Yeah, you really did. So it's basically the first why, the reason you are doing this is to generate this positive impact rather than founding a business, right?
Yes. I can also give you one example. So Start With Why is my favorite book. Simon Sinek is a TED Talk superstar, one of the most handsome authors I've ever seen. And there was in an auditorium, there were some 1,000 people in the audience, and it was a shoe company expo. So all shoe company owners were coming and delivering some speech. So I think some Spark is a brand, Spark's shoe brand. He came and he talked about his shoes and sole. He always talked about the watts, that we are coming out with a great discount, etc., etc. Then came Phil Knight, the owner of CEO, and he started giving a speech. And you know what he said to the crowd? "How many of you run?" And some 50 people stood up. Then he said, "Those who are standing, how many of you run at least 5 days a week?" So 40 people sat down and 10 people continued standing. And he said, "We are for you. We are for the athlete in you, where No matter whether it is dry or wet outside, you push your butt out of bed at 5 a.m. and run. We are standing at the fifth mile to cheer you up. We are the Nike people. He did not even mention about his shoes. He spoke about his why. He did not speak about his what. Now you understand why Nike, even though it's a shoe company like any other company, it stands out from all other shoe companies. They always talk about why. They always reward the athletes. Michael Jordan's, they talk about the athlete in you. Then they rarely talk about the new sole or a deep discount offer. No, they never talk about these things. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you stick to your why, your what's, people will take care of your what's. They will love your what's. Okay, why should never change? What's can change. Why should never change?